أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وإذ أخذنا ميثاق إسرائيل بني إسرائيل تعبدون إلا الله وبالوالدين إحسانا وذي القربى واليتامى والمساكين وقولوا للناس حسنا وأقيموا الصلاة وآتوا الزكاة ثم توليتم إلا قليلا منكم وأنتم معرضون. Like I said, we are starting from verse number 84. Wa and if when. Akhadna we took. Akhadna we took. Mithaqa a covenant. Mithaqa a covenant. Bani Israel, children of Israel. La ta'buduna, you will not worship. La not ta'buduna, you will worship. La ta'buduna, you will not worship. Illallah, except Allah. Illa, except or but. Allah, Allah. Wa bil walidaini ihsana. Wa and be with walidain. Wa bil walidain and with parents ihsana, kindness. Wa dhil qurba and kindred. Wazil Qurba and kindred, wal yatama and the orphans, wal yatama and the orphans, wal masakina and the poor, wal masakina and the poor, and you speak, waqulu and you speak linnasi to people, husna kindly, you speak with the people kindly, wa aqimu salata and you observe prayer. Wa'atu zakata, and you pay zakat. Wa'atu, you pay az-zakata zakat, or the alms. Thumma, then, tawallaytum, you turned away. Tawallaytum, you turned away. Illa, except qalila, a few. Meaning, some were following, most of them were not following. Qalilam minkum, from you or from among you. Wa antum, and you, mu'ridun, those who turn away. Mu'ridun, those who turn away. This is something we use in Urdu as well. This word eraz karna, which again the same has the same meaning. It comes from the same root. Wa antum mu'ridun, and wa antum, you, mu'ridun, those who turn away. Now we will be reading the running translation. And remember the time when we took a covenant from the children of Israel. You shall worship nothing but Allah and show kindness to parents and to kindred and orphans and the poor, and speak to men kindly and observe prayer and pay the zakat. Then you turned away in aversion, except a few of you. So here Allah the Almighty is speaking about some of the commandments which were given to the Israelites. And if you see the commandments, the Mithaq, the covenant that Allah the Almighty is speaking of here, almost all of those things have been kept in the Islamic injunctions as well. This speaks about the same root or the same God who sent Prophet Moses, sent the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam as well, same origin. So Misaka in this covenant, Allah the Almighty again emphasis on oneness of Allah the Almighty, worshiping only God and no one else, and then being kind to the parents, and the relatives, and to the poor and the orphans, and speaking to people with kindness, and observing observance of salat and paying of the alms. So all of these commandments have been kept in the Holy Quran as well for Muslims to follow. And then Allah the Almighty is saying that in this towards the end of this verse that many of them forgot this covenant. They forgot to the essence of these teachings. So it also serves as a lesson for us that we should keep these not only keep these instructions of the Holy Quran in mind, but also make sure that we and our generation they continue to follow the injunctions of the Holy Quran, and we don't become those who become one of these that they turned away from the teachings of Allah the Almighty. One of the things that the promised Messiah Imam Mahdi alayhi salam has mentioned that whenever we are reciting the Holy Quran, and if there is a verse that speaking about, in this case, speaking about those people who should be keeping the covenant, we should be pausing there and praying to Allah the Almighty and always enable us and our generations to make sure they continue practice the teachings and never make us among those who are mu'ridun here, and those who turned away from the teachings of. So whenever there is Allah the Almighty has mentioned in the Holy Quran, if you're reading the people of heaven and how they will be treated, we should be pausing and asking Allah Ta'ala that Allah Ta'ala make us among such people. Whenever there is mention, the mention has been made of people of hell. We should be asking Allah the Almighty never make us among such people, and we should always be among such people who uh, uh, worship you and keep um, your pleasure in mind and how to please you and tread on the path which leads to his pleasure. So this was just a side note, and I thought perhaps I should mention this, the promised Messiah, Imam Mahdi alayhi salam, an important advice that we should all keep in mind. Moving on to verse number 85. وَإِذْ أَخَذْنَا مِيثَاقَكُمْ لَا تَسْفِكُونَ دِمَاءَكُمْ ولا تخرجون أنفسكم من دياركم ثم أقررتم وأنتم تشهدون. وَإِذْ and when أخذنا we took ميثاقكم ميثاق covenant a covenant cum you we took covenant from you. So same words are being repeated. La tasfikuna. La not. Tasfikuna. This is a new word. Tasfikuna, you shall shed. Tasfikuna, you shall shed. Dima'akum, your blood. Dima'akum, your blood. Wala, and not. Tukhrijuna, you shall turn out. Tukhrijuna, you shall turn out. This comes from the word root kharaja, which means ikhraj or kharij. This is something we also use in Urdu language as well. Tukhrijun, you shall turn out. Anfusakum, yourself. Min diyarikum, from homes, from your homes. Min from diyar, homes, kum your. Diyarikum, your homes. It's something we also use in Urdu language. Thumma, then, akrartum. Akrartum, you confirmed. Ikrar, something we use in Urdu as well. Akrartum, you confirmed. I'm mentioning these words sometime relating back to Urdu because sometimes it makes easier for people. People have given feedback as well. So it becomes easier for them to understand the word. أقررتم, you confirmed. وأنتم, and you, تشهدون, witness. Tashhadun, witness. It comes from the root shahada, which has the meaning of witness. Shahid is name also used in in, uh, in Urdu, a Muslim name. The word shaheed also come from the same root shahada, um, because through his blood he gives the testimony to the truth. Now we move on to the translation. And remember the time when we took a covenant from you, that you shall not shed your blood or turn people out of your homes. Then you confirmed it, and you have been a witness. Moving on, verse number 86. ثم أنتم هؤلاء تقتلون أنفسكم وتخرجون فريقا منكم من ديارهم تظاهرون عليهم بالإثم والعدوان وإن يأتوكم أسارى تفادوهم وهو محرم عليكم إخراجهم أفتؤمنون ببعض الكتاب وتكفرون ببعض فما جزاء من يفعل ذلك منكم إلا خزي في الحياة الدنيا ويوم القيامة يردون إلى أشد العذاب وما الله بغافل عما تعملون. ثم, then, أنتم, you, هؤلاء, those, تقتلون, you slay. Qatl is also used in Urdu. Qatl comes from the Arabic language as well. تقتلون, you slay, you killed. أنفسكم, yourself. وتخرجون, and you turn out. فريقا, a section. فريقا, a section is also used in Urdu. فريق, a section. منكم, of you, of your. من ديارهم, from their homes. من ديارهم. تظاهرون, you back up, meaning you help each other. It's like in English when we say, I have your back, it means, I'll be helping you, I will be supporting you. The same concept, tazaharuna, um, in this word, that you back up, alayhim, upon them, bil ithmi, uh, with sin, bil ithmi, with sin, wal udwan, and transgression. And transgression. Udwan, and transgression. Wa in yatukum. Wa, and in if yatukum. They come to you. They come to you. Usara, captives. Usara, captives. If you might recall in the sermons of Huzur, you often hear the word asir, asir ani rahimola. It comes from the same root. It's the Arabic language. Usara is captives. Same thing. Asir is also a captive. Uh, uh, Captives, tufaduhum, ransom them. Tufaduhum, ransom them. Tufaduhum, ransom them. Few new words here. Wahuwa, and he, muharramun, unlawful. Muharramun, unlawful. Alaykum, upon you. Ikhrajuhum, their expulsion. Ikhrajuhum, their expulsion. Afatu'minuna, do, then tu'minuna, you believe. Afatu'minuna, do you then believe? Bi'ba'dil kitabi, with part of the book, some part of the book. Wa takfuruna, and you disbelieve. Bi badi, with part. Ma, so, not, ma, not, jaza'u, reward. Man yaf'alu, man who yaf'alu, he does, dhalika, this. Minkum, among you, illa, except. Fama jaza'u, fama, sorry, here. Illa, except, khizyun, disgrace. Fil hayati dunya, in the life of the world. Fil, fi, in, life, al hayat, life, ad dunya, the world. Wa yawm al qiyamati, and the day of judgment, yuraduna, they will be driven. Yuraduna, they will be driven. Ila, towards ashaddi, most severe. Ashaddi, most severe. The word shadid, if you can think, also come from the same root. Ashaddi, most severe. Al-adab, punishment. Wamallahu, and not Allah, bighafilin, unaware. The word ghafil is also used in Urdu. Same coming from the Arabic language. Bighafilin, unaware. Amma, from what? Ta'malun, you do. Ta'malun, you do. Running translation. Yet, yet you are the people who slay your own brothers and turn out a section of your people from their homes, backing up one another against them with sin and transgression. And if they come to you as captives, you ransom them while their very expulsion was unlawful for you. Do you then believe in part of the book and disbelieve in part? There is therefore no reward for such among you as do this, as do this, except disgrace in the present life, and on the day of judgment they will be driven to a most severe chastisement, and surely Allah is not unmindful of what you do. So notice in the previous verse, Allah the Almighty has made a promise with these with the Israelites, and they were given certain commandments. And in the next verse, Allah the Almighty is mentioning after they affirming the covenant that they had made with Allah the Almighty, they broke the covenant. How they broke the covenant? They exactly did the opposite what was commanded. They started killing one another, and they started, doing things that they were not supposed to do. And this is what Allah the Almighty has mentioned. So notice this has been theme for the past two, three, at least four rukus, that Allah the Almighty mentions favors upon the Israelites and then mentions their transgression, and then of course the way they were punished as well. So this verse follows the same pattern that they were given. So again, by mentioning the favors of the Israelites, they're doing Allah. Two kind of messages are given. One is to that you were given these many blessings, but look, you kept on turning away from those blessings by contradicting your actions against the teachings. But and then the other lesson that is being given here, that the Muslims now, there is a huge favor that Allah Ta'ala has blessed you with, that the law of a new law is being revealed on the Holy Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. And whenever these commandments are mentioned, whenever these covenants are mentioned, you should be following the teachings of this new law and not follow the example of the old people. So this is again a lesson for all of us. Moving on to verse number 87. أولئك الذين اشتروا الحياة الدنيا بالآخرة فلا يخفف عنهم العذاب ولا هم ينصرون. Ulaika, they, alladina, those who nashtarawul, nashtarawul, they have bartered, ishtaraw, they have bartered. These are those who have bartered al-hayat ad-dunya, the life of the world, bil akhirah, with the hereafter. Fala, so not, fala, so not, yukhaffafu, shall be lightened, shall be lightened. The word khafif is also used in Urdu language. So yukhaffafu will be lightened, anhum from them, al azabu, the punishment. Walahum, and they will not, yunsarun, they shall be helped. Yunsarun, they shall be helped. It comes from the Arabic root nasara, which means help, and uh, Nasir is someone who helps. So again, this word is used in Urdu heavily as well. And we will move on to the running translation. These are they who have preferred the present life to the hereafter. Their punishment shall not, therefore, be lightened, nor shall they be helped in any other way. If you notice this verse of the Holy Quran, is something much emphasis is made in the Jamaat. The promised Messiah, Imam Mahdi alayhi salam, has mentioned this in the conditions of Bayt, that we shall give precedence to our faith over worldly objects. This is in fact is in our Bayt initiation. When we do Bayt, it is also part of the Bayt. Again, it goes back to the Holy Quran. Here, Allah the Almighty is referring to such people who choose the worldly life over the life of the hereafter, and their punishment is severe. Moving on to verse number 88. ولقد آتينا موسى الكتاب sorry وكفينا من بعده بالرسل وآتينا عيسى ابن مريم البينات وأيدناه بروح القدس أفكلما جاءكم رسول بما لا تهوى أنفسكم استكبرتم ففريقا كذبتم ففريقا كذبتم وفريقا تقتلون. Walakad, and verily, Atayna, we gave Moses, al-Kitaba, the book, and Wakafayna, and we sent after, Mimbadihi, from after him, Birrusuli, with messengers, Atayna, and we gave Isa, Jesus, Isa ibn Maryama, Jesus son of Mary, al-Bayyinati, the signs, al-Bayyinati, the signs, wa ayyadna, and we strengthen, biruhin kudus, wa ayyadnahu, and we strengthen him, biruhil kudus, with spirit al-Qudus, holy. We strengthen him with the Holy Spirit. Afakullama, will will fa, so kullama, whenever ja'akum, he comes to you. Rasulum, a messenger. Afakullama ja'akum rasulun. So will whenever will come a messenger to you, bima with what? La not tahwa desire. Anfusakum your. Tahwa is a new word. Tahwa desire. Anfusakum yourself. Istakbartum. You behaved arrogantly. You behaved arrogantly. Fafarikun. So a group. Kazzabtum. You treated as liar. You treated as liars. Wafarikan and a group takatuluna, you slay. Wafarik takatulun and a group Wafarikan, a group takatulun, you slay. Now running translation. And verily we gave Moses the book and caused after him messengers to follow in the footsteps, in his footsteps. And to Jesus, son of Mary, we gave manifest signs and strengthened him with the spirit of holiness. Will you then, every time a messenger comes to you with what yourselves desire not, behave arrogantly and treat some as liars and slay others? So again, another favor of Allah the Almighty has been mentioned here on the Israelites, that they were given the book. Of course, they were given the prophet, and the prophet was given a book. And then not only that, they were Allah the Almighty sent prophets repeatedly after Hazrat Musa alayhi salam to follow his footsteps and to complete at the end of the Sharia of Hazrat Musa alayhi salam, Allah the Almighty sent Hazrat Isa alayhi salam with clear signs, but they behaved arrogantly whenever a messenger came to them. This is Allah the Almighty said that a group from among you denied, a group started to persecuting these prophets. So this is another favor is being mentioned, and at the same time, their behavior is also mentioned. Verse number 89. وَقَالُوا قُلُوبُنَا غُلْفٌ بَلْ لَعَنَهُمُ اللَّهُ بِكُفْرِهِمْ فَقَلِيلًا مَا يُؤْمِنُونَ. Va and qalu, they said, qulubuna, our hearts. Wolf, rat. Wolf, rat. There is a word that we use in Urdu as well, which is called ghilaf. Again, it's just ghilaf is something that is covered. Use something to cover. So ghilaf is a cover. It comes from the same Arabic root. Qulubuna, wolf, our hearts are rat. Bal, but la'ana. He cursed. La'ana, cursed. It comes from the same root, la'ana. It is also used in Urdu, la'nat, which means a curse. La'ana, he cursed whom? Them, Allah. Bikufrihim, with a disbelief. With their disbelief. Bikufrihim, with their disbelief. Fakalilan, so a little. Ma, what yu'minuna, they believe. Wa, sorry, we'll just stop here. Running translation. And they said, our hearts are wrapped in covers. No, Allah has cursed them for their disbelief. Little is that which they believe. Okay. ولما جاءهم كتاب من عند الله مصدقا لما معهم وكانوا من قبل يستفتحون على الذين كفروا فلما جاءهم ما عرفوا كفروا به فلعنة الله على الكافرين. Va and lamma when Ja'a he came them Ja'ahum he came to them kitabun book min indillahi from Allah musaddiqan testifying fulfilling lima for which ma'ahum with them testifying fulfilling which is with them wakanu and they were min qablu from them yastaftihun they prayed for victory. They prayed for victory. Come from the Arabic root fataha, um, when it's from Babe is the fal, which means that it's like asking Allah or praying for something that is mentioned in the root. So here in this case, praying for victory. Istighfar is also praying for forgiveness. This is what it means. Uh, they yastaftihun, they prayed for victory. Allah, alallazina, upon those kafaru who disbelieved. Falamma, so when ja'ahum, it came to them, ma, what arafu, they recognized. Kafaru, they rejected. Bihi, with it. Fala'natullahi, so the curse of Allah alayhim, alal kafirin, on the disbelievers. So the curse of Allah is on the disbelievers. Running translation. Little is that which they believe. Sorry, here. And when there came to them a book from Allah fulfilling that which is with them, and before that they had prayed for victory over the disbelievers, yet when there came to them that which they knew, they rejected it. The curse of Allah be on the disbelievers. I think we can stop here. Let me see where the ruku. I think we can call it a class here at verse number 90. And inshallah, from next class, we will start with verse number 91. I thank you so much for tuning in. Jazakum Allah ta'ala. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.